All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining Ozwork, The Inside Look, Client Confessions. Today I'm here with Jennifer Abbott. She is an entrepreneur, a mom, a very cool person. She's based in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and has a couple projects she's working on. You know, she's a multitasker, which I love. And I'm going to give her an opportunity to talk a little bit about herself. But she's doing some really cool things. She has a great brand in Fort Lauderdale. It's a real estate brand called Curate, the Curate Group, and she can talk more about that. So thank you for coming, Jennifer Abbott.
Thank you so much. I am a real estate agent, amongst other things. Started my own real estate team called the Curate Group. We are under the Compass brand. So we do a lot of really fun things with the Fort Lauderdale market and the Miami market. It's pretty hot right now, so we're pretty busy with that. But also have projects outside of Compass in the Turks and Caicos and in Costa Rica, working on a wellness resort. It's kind of like working on the whole person, a lot of energetic work with that. And always looking for other opportunities to grow myself and to get involved with if it feels right and feels good to me. I'm also doing a little side, I like to call it my side hobby, that I work on every night, and it's learning how to build sales funnels online. So I'm just doing that for fun, and maybe it'll come into play in one of my adventures in the future, but that's my little side gig.
I love it. Sales funnels, people. That's good. That's good.
It's kind of it's like a little geeky hobby, I guess.
Hey, we're all nerds. I'm a nerd. Everybody I hang around with are cool geeks.
Geeks are cool now.
Yeah, geek is in. That's right. So, thank you for coming on and having a chat about sort of our work together, just and free flow, what kind of reactions you had to it or whatever. But I wanted to ask you, what was it like before the first session? What did you have any expectations, or what was that experience like? And then, was it what you thought it was going to be, or, just kind of, what's your perspective about that?
Well, it's really kind of hard to really put into words, especially if you're like a spiritual, energetic person, when you kind of just go with what feels really good and feels right. I wasn't 100% sure exactly what you offered, but I knew in our conversations that this was definitely something that I wanted to try. And and I kept asking you, like, is it a coaching program? Like, what is it? What are you doing here? And and I knew you couldn't really tell me, but I just had that connection to move forward with it. And then having a conversation with Mary Lou, I could feel this similar, same energy that just felt really good to me. And it was different than anything else that I've explored in terms of partnering up with someone or spending money on improving myself or whatever that is. It was just a different feel, and I knew I would enjoy it, and I did. I actually got great results from working with you.
Beautiful, yeah. I mean, over the years, you kind of, when I started out, this is 10, 12 years ago, before doing, hundreds and thousands of sessions, you go, and, as we talked about, this is not an assembly line. I'm not here to pump them out. But what I did learn early on is that I wanted people to resonate with it rather than just going off of, those who vouched for me, or, because I've worked with lots of people that might have impact. Or I even didn't even used to give, show people testimonials because, it's to each their own, and just because I work with, an LA Laker or a famous actor or whatever, doesn't mean it's right for somebody. So early on, I always knew that. But in saying that, I did try to attempt to kind of tell people what it was at first. And, I kind of just wanted it to speak for itself after that experience because it became this ongoing conversation. But is it this? But is it that? Tell me. So I'm glad that, you went with your gut and went with your own instinct and intuition about it and that it's gone well. I've enjoyed working, doing what we're doing so far at this point, and there's a lot of opportunities ahead. But was there anything that surprised you about how it works, or since it was so different?
I guess just the fact that it was completely a different experience, and then I knew it wasn't going to be templated, and I knew it was going to be individualized, and I think that how individualized it was for me, like you can't copy that and tell somebody else, oh, well, it's going to be like this because it's like this for Jen. That doesn't work. Like it's special for me, and I think that was a little bit of a surprise in a way. Like it's, every time we had a conversation, there were little tiny shifts in everything that I was experiencing afterwards, because I would listen to what you say, implement some of the things that we talked about, and it made a difference, an obvious difference.
Oh,
beautiful. And it's kind of magical in a way. It's like, how do you explain magic, right? It's magical, beautiful.
Yeah, right on. Thank you. And that's a testament also to you, as you have a very, you have a good energy and a good presentable presentation, as a person, and you're very keen with obviously your extensive background and what you've done, and we don't have to give them a bio, but you have worked for big companies. You've been in the presentation space of things, so you're very attentive to what it takes to make something be good and look good, even if it's just like an ad campaign or whatever. We talk about it in your media stuff, but it's a testament to you because you're very good at kind of saying, hey, this is me, and Jefferson has offered me a new pair of gloves to wear, and it doesn't throw off my whole jam. It's just an addition to something that's already working, which is who you are. It is working to a good degree, and so your implementation ability is something that hopefully people listening will get from that, is that they think about how well do I implement things, because that is a big part, because we can talk all day long, but if you don't go put the gloves on and go and make use of them, then it's sort of, what's the point, So as far as the exploration of your, go ahead.
I was going to say one of the things that I really got out of it was like you look at what other people are doing and you're like, okay, wow, that looks really good, and they're successful, or they're doing a really good job with it. Let's do that because they know what they're doing, and that might make sense. Or that person's a really good presenter. Let me present like them. And it doesn't work like that. And you really helped me, get into who I am, to share me and to be me. And once you realize like how to be yourself and express yourself truly, I mean, it's easier to say that and everybody thinks that they truly are expressing themselves, but to really get in there and really truly do it for real.
Right, for real.
It makes everything else just starts clicking and flowing, and you're actually doing better than everyone else around you because you're being you and true to yourself.
Right.
And you helped me find that.
Oh, beautiful. And there was this first month of working together, there was a pitch that you did to a big company, and you noticed a lot of changes just in yourself that day. Not that it's like, oh, I didn't know I had that, but is it fair to say that more of, I want to use that part of me because I know it's there? Is that something that maybe came out of the discovery of us working together?
Yeah, when I first started out in my career, I worked for the second largest advertising company in the world, and they spent a lot of money training their employees and doing these presentation programs and teaching the template and the words to say, and I was always very nervous. I mean, I would get through it and I would do it, and I think I did a good job, but it was really hard for me, and it wasn't my favorite thing to do. And then after talking with you, and you're like, hey, speak your truth, speak what speaks to you. And when I made that little shift, it made all the difference in the presentation. I was actually, I felt like I was more entertaining. I felt like I had more engagement than I've ever had before. It was just a really good feeling, taking your suggestions and implementing them. Which was there all along. You just helped me see it.
Yeah. And the functions and mechanics that we've uncovered, in you that, there's two batches, right? There's the ones where you're going, oh, I dig that. I see what you mean. There's that function and mechanic that's part of Jennifer Abbott that I like, and I want to, make sure that's part of the machine. And then there's the functions and mechanics that, we talk about that we don't like about ourselves, and go, how do you get that out? And cleaning up the space, I think, is a big part of it. Wouldn't you say, in the sessions, that sort of dusting off something that we talk about and we go, do you like that function of yourself? Do you like that mechanic?
Yeah, I mean, I've learned a lot, and I actually think about that as I go through my day and things happen. Okay, this space, this energy needs clearing. It needs to move so that I can open it up for other more productive or beautiful, fruitful things to come in and fill that space. Clearing out the negative energy, the things that don't work for me.
Yeah, that's cool. So how's the experience been as far as for yourself on what you feel that even without my help that you're going, okay, he never brought that up, but now I'm starting to notice things on my own, because that is the goal, to be self-sufficient. And have you started kind of not replacing me, but taking over different aspects of going, oh, I caught something that maybe Jefferson would have caught, but I caught it myself. Have you noticed that yet?
100%. I just had a meeting last week, and I'm thinking, okay, well, what does this mean? How much time is it going to take? Does it make sense for me? And is it something I want to be a part of, involved with? And like asking all the questions and coming from a place of having, I'm finding that people are wanting to work with me more so, wanting to be a part of what I have going on. And I'm very busy right now. I have a lot of irons in the fire.
That's good.
Even more so. I know things are moving. Things are shifting and moving, and it's not a one-time thing. Like it kind of set gears in motion.
Yeah.
And
that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
It puts things in motion. And so tell me a little bit about like Curate and, just kind of what makes you tick so that, anyone who's going to listen to this can pick up any tidbits that might be good for them in regards to, here's a person that works on themselves. It's part of their lifestyle. They know that there's benefits to it. It's a betterment, a betterment and a polishing of self. And we'll tell everyone and myself, like, what are you working on? How is what's Curate up to? All the Turks and Caicos thing, just give us a little overview so that they can understand, hey, like, here's somebody who's doing it. because there's a lot of, kind of that misconception that, oh, it's hard work, or, looking at myself, that's scary, or, oh, digging deep, that's for those, tree hugger people, you know what I mean? And,
right.
To see it in real life,
So one of the things that I've learned too is how to identify people that you're working with that are kind of just like holding on to you, and they're like have their heels in the sand, and you're trying to move forward, and they're just like holding on to you, and you're pulling their weight too. I've learned how to identify and eliminate those people in my life so that I can move faster through whatever it is I'm getting involved with, which has been a huge help as well. There are updates in that situation we can discuss later. So that's been a benefit. But with the Curate group, I have my A+ team in place that's working for me now, and we're making things happen. We have a lot of extra clients that have just surfaced. Could be from the work we've been doing. I have new connections. Some of them thank you to you in the boating industry, which has been perfect because the boat show is going on here in Fort Lauderdale this week. So we're extra busy with some making not just real estate connections, but also yachting and boating connections with people, which are fruitful. We're doing the Curate group focuses on high-end waterfront homes, but we don't turn down any business. We work with the $500,000 buyer. As long as our buyers are good people with good intentions and we have a really good time working with them, we'll work with anybody. That's kind of like something that we have also come to realize, that if you're working with people that make you feel good, then you're going to love your job. And then if you love your job, then it's not so much work. And then you're inspired to do more. So we've my teammate and I, we really want to surround ourselves with good people, whether they're agents working with us or even our clients. And we had to fire a client, and it was a big client. But once we let that negative energy go, it opened up so much space for so much more positive to come in. So that's something new that I've learned. We are working in Turks and Caicos. We have a couple projects going on there, and through working with that, we have also been introduced to another developer who wants to give us 3 or 4 of his projects in the islands and North Carolina, which is a new opportunity that's opened up for us as well. So we have a lot going on real estate-wise.
Amazing.
Yeah, so it's going to be the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, North Carolina. We have Florida.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And then you
some of the things that we're doing, we're like cross-promoting with yacht brokers. That has opened up the yachting world for us. We're doing panels, Zoom panels with the Columbia University alumni, Wharton School alumni. And we're educating people in Fort Lauderdale. We're educating people on the tax benefits of being in Florida. Of course, the weather is a draw here. Turks and Caicos also has its benefits for tax reasons. So we're educating people in these panels, and that's bringing in business as well. I was not doing any of this before I started working with you. It was just like I was a traditional real estate realtor in Fort Lauderdale, just dragging my feet along, trying to fight for all the same business that everybody else is doing.
Yeah. And that's a testament to, the blueprint on who you are, and, how everybody comes with a particular purpose and mission in life, and, you got to synchronize with that, and then and everyone thinks like, well, if I synchronize with that, and it takes me away from what I'm doing now, how is that beneficial? I'm going, it doesn't necessarily mean you'll stop doing what you're doing. It just means what you're doing will be in a different way, and it opens up other opportunities. So it's great to, it's just been so cool to work together and see how you're generating so many different things. This thing in Costa Rica, the wellness center, is going to be popping up, coming in the near future. And, obviously as you meet more people, that opens up, so it's amazing to watch. So hopefully everyone who's listening and if you're a mompreneur, as they call them, and you're somebody that just feels like, I know there's more and I want to be able to get to it. Jennifer's a perfect example of someone who's doing it. She's not talking about it. She's not dreaming about it. She's not thinking about it. She's out there doing it. And I encourage everybody to look you up, Jennifer Abbott on Facebook, the Curate Group. They're amazing. If you're looking to buy an investment property or a rental property, if you're an investor and you want, a rental that for money producing activity, they're great. They know their market. Jennifer is going to be expanding in different areas. Basically, saying is already happening. So you will know her name, and she's going to be popping off in a lot of cool things. Anything that you people about your journey in life and your growth, you'd like to confess about things that that you've learned that you wish you'd have done sooner, or things that you do that you hope other people do as well?
I mean, I always think about if I could take everything I've learned now and go talk to my 20-year-old self, I'd be in a different place right now. I'd be even further ahead.
Yeah. But
it just this past year has been a big year. And I don't know, my vocabulary may go over some people's heads, but disconnecting from all the programs that I've learned growing up and thinking that that's the only way to do things. Right. So unlearning to relearn has really put myself in a different place. Connecting with myself and energetically finding you, all of that, it's all made a difference in my life that I wish I would have had this maybe even 10 years ago. To be better at work, to be a better mom, to be a better daughter, to be a better friend, all of that. Yeah. But I'm doing it now, so I guess there's always the perfect time.
Better now than never,
Yeah.
Well, beautiful. Thank you for, carving out a small window of time. I know it was difficult because you're slammed, but I appreciate it. I'm sure those who will listen will appreciate it. And, we'll keep working and people will keep in touch with you. And, you're on to amazing things. So thank you again, Jennifer. You're the best.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Likewise. All right.
I'm blessed to have you in my life.
The feelings are mutual. The Inside Look, everyone. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Like, share, comment, whatever it is you feel. All right. Onward and upward, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.